Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, your host, Beverly Francois Alston. And welcome to the grind behind the business. My goodness, today I have a guest who is special to me because of her background and the fact that I was on her show. And I just love this girl, her background, and all that she does for the kingdom, for the community. So I introduce to everybody today Mrs. Jennifer Harris. How are you, sis? How
I
are
am doing
you?
well, and you?
I am good. I am good. I'm so excited to have you on today.
I am honored to be on. It's always nice to be on this side of the chair.
Yay!
I'm really excited. This will be good.
Yeah, I get to tell you, I get to ask you the questions today.
Yes, yes.
I had so much fun on your show the last time I was there. You
Um,
inspired me. And I
oh,
mean it to the point, and I have to start off with this because what you didn't understand is me breaking down some of the different levels of dreams and things and busters and motor. It encouraged me to start my book.
very nice.
So kudos to you, sis.
Yes, awesome. Congratulations. What is your book about? Look at
Um,
me switching.
the
Look at me
name of
switching
the book,
seats.
it's no, I actually it's drafted. I'm
Okay.
getting reviews right now. The name of the book is Birthing of the Business God's Way. And I have put into this book, it's kind of a workbook because what I have done is I've put into this book from the beginning to the end, birthing of your business. And it's in comparison to babies, birthing your baby.
Very nice.
And just so it breaks down from the God planting the seed all the way to you giving birth.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. So thank you. Kudos to
Congratulations.
you. Yes, thank you. But we'll talk more about that some other time.
Gotcha.
Today it's all about Jennifer. All right,
Yeah.
so I went on your website. That's my research. But
Yeah.
when we're first starting this show, one of the things we do is we do a background check.
Mhm.
I mention a year to you, and I give you like a big picture, and you paint that picture for us, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So, Jen, you're a young person, and then but you're not teenager. So let's go into the teenage phase.
Yes.
So you are 16,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whether living with mom, uncle, auntie, wherever, and you're probably graduating from high school or in that place. Give us a picture of what that looks like at that time.
Mm-hmm.
In life, were you, or were you that good student coming out, getting ready for college? Give us a picture of how that looks
Yeah.
like.
Um, the first thought comes is my mom was still here.
Oh
So
wow.
that was good times. 16, I think I was going into high school. Went to Parkway Gamma. Was active in church. My mom was a organist and pianist, so she played. So we
Yeah,
were always in church and things of that sort. I
yeah.
think that's the highlight of that moment. Probably my mama was still here. It's now been 20 years. I'm so grateful for all that she's instilled in me. What
Yes.
I didn't know then, um, I have learned to value now and treasure now. So, um, yeah, those were some good times being 16. I didn't have a care in the world. Mr.
Yeah,
Bill wasn't bothering me every month.
yeah.
Um,
It's a
it was,
beautiful time, right? Yeah, for some of us, it was
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
good to hear. So now, were you was your mom into raising you in church
Hmm.
and being that member of that body and such like that? Were you going to Sunday school, youth
Yeah,
service, Wednesday night?
yeah. Well, we were churchgoers. Again, as her being a musician, she was there a little bit more often than other
Oh
members.
wow.
So rehearsals and things of that sort. And I'll never forget a neighbor asked one time, "How do you feel about being in church? Like when you get tired, I wanted in my life," and I was like, it's actually saving my life.
Yeah.
Learn from others at their age too of different paths of life that they were going through, and God knows today, Lord Jesus, that was the foundation that helped me to be who I am today, and I'm so
Wow.
grateful for it. I've learned a lot. Even being an adult now, I know we're talking about 16, but reflecting on those times has taught me so much from those experiences that I had in church and things of that sort. And her rearing was a good student, A's and B's, honor roll.
Yeah.
She did not play bad grades and things of that sort. It's funny. I have a book that she created for me. It has like all of my pictures from different things, report cards, certificates that I received. And again, 16 was a good time. I treasured that moment.
Yeah.
And if I could go back a day,
Oh
woo.
wow, yeah. I totally understand. I lost my mom last year, and
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
one of the most heart-wrenching thing to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and I tell people all the time, I lost my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I do
Mm-hmm.
remember that age of 16. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so thank you for sharing that.
Yes. I appreciate
So
the memory lane.
yeah, right. It's sometimes good to go down, but it gives us a background on our history. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Jen, we want to talk about you today. We want to hear what you're about. I mean, so
Yeah.
often you're always asking and digging into what people are doing, and
Mm-hmm.
when we often pay so much interest into other people, sometimes it's hard to put ourselves back there on the spotlight.
Yes.
So today, we're
Yes.
spotlighting you, girlfriend. And so, and understanding your background at 16, now we're going to go up. Um, so now at 2022, and you're growing, whatever's going on in your life, what made you think about getting into counseling?
Mm-hmm.
Mentoring, motivate it. Everyone usually when they're aspiring to be those things,
Mm-hmm.
definitely would have a past or a testimony or something that
Yes.
drove
Yes.
them to that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So tell me, what was that? What was the thing that drove you to be a counselor? Tell me.
Now, ironically, at 16, I said my mom was here. By 21, 22, she was no longer here, right?
Wow.
So I wanted to be of support to others. I was a helper. I wanted to help others. So I went to school to UMES. My mom sold me off to college. I went to University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Hope Pride. Woo, woo. ECU, I represent. And I went there for sociology, and I went to a neighbor school, Salisbury University, for social work. So my field was to be able to help somebody. So I got a bachelor's in sociology and a bachelor's in social work, which was really cool to get 2 degrees for one. That was nice.
Yes.
Um, and that was the vein that I wanted to go into, but I wasn't quite ready to go into like social services.
Yeah.
I felt like I was too young. And when I say social services, I mean like the DHS version or child protective services of taking people's children or trying to keep the children in the home and things of that sort. I wanted to be able to connect people with resources. So
That's
that's where I was when I got out of school. I
yeah.
worked at by 22, I was graduating. And then well, actually, it was a graduation. I was 21. Then it was a couple of days. Then I turned, it was a graduation. And then it was 22, something like that. It was like a birthday in between the two graduations. I was like, look at me, and that's how.
Yeah, doing the thing, yeah, and feeling good about it too, right?
Feeling good about it. Not a care in the world, not understanding that them loans is about to come and get me
Yes,
shortly. But
yes,
I'm
sis,
just
knocking on
enjoying
the door. You can only
I'm
afford
enjoying
for
it.
so long.
So I started working at a family support center. So it was helping
Yes.
parents learn English as a second language, helping them get their GEDs, helping them with some job readiness,
Yeah.
ensuring that they were connected with different services. And I found joy in it. So that's where it first started. I went to school, got into the field of social work, and began helping other people around 22.
Okay, that's what's up. So I'm gonna read a little bit of your I
Yeah.
searched around, like I said, I was all up on there just stalking information. I could have
Yeah.
called you and asked for it, but
Mhm.
I decided to do my own thing.
Okay.
So it says here from the it okay, I'm gonna start from the top. So you graduated from the Parkway Grammar High School, and then I see that you moved in and you went to LaSalle University. So that's your educational background. where you
Mhm.
obtain your master's degree in clinical counseling, psychology, specializing in marriage and family therapy. Which, what made you specialize in that? I was asking you that question, right? Yeah, because that
I
is
think,
such a place to drift into.
mhm, mhm. I think of the options that were available, it was like human resources. It was like more than meds, and I didn't want to go do the meds pieces. So marriage and family therapy, I felt that was great. So again, I went to school for social work. And I found that people needed to be connected with services.
Yes.
But in that, I also found that people need to talk to somebody. So I
Wow.
said I would go back to school for clinical counseling and psychology so I could be able to talk to people, help them process through their feelings. Ironically, on the side of therapy, they still needed to be connected with services. So
Yeah.
the two went hand in hand. So it was refreshing. It was great, a great mesh
Yeah.
where it goes right in alignment of helping connect somebody with a resource and helping them process, through whatever it is they're going through.
Mm,
So marriage and family therapy worked out really great. I've enjoyed working with couples. I've enjoyed working with
really?
families. I've enjoyed working
Yes.
with youth. To really just help them see that there is light at the end of the tunnel and we can make it there.
Mm,
We just got to keep going.
yes. And it also talks about the fact that you edit books.
I need,
You're an
I mean,
editor. I did not know this. I'm just like just gaining like you're it's just all this information is bubbling out. So you edit
yeah.
books.
So, ironically, when I was growing up as a kid, I would go to
Like,
the
yeah.
library. I would go to the library and I get a book, and if something was wrong, I'd be writing it. I was like, these people are probably mad at me. Like, who did this? I'm just helping the author.
Oh, wow.
Um, and then when I moved back to Philadelphia from being in Maryland, I started going to Victory Christian Center here in Southwest Philadelphia. And my pastor started a publishing group. And when he started the publishing group, I was like, yes, this is the time.
Nice.
This is the ministry for me. And there are a lot of ministries in church, but when you find that one that's for you, you're like, no, this is the one. And I went and joined in 2009. I think it said that's when I first started.
Mm,
I recently did step down from it only because I'm doing so many different things, but it was so rewarding to help so many people write their books, edit those books, help them tell their story to the world, and leave behind their legacy.
right. And even in doing that, you were able to start the Chosen Counselors
Yes.
Inc.
Yes.
That is a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and family by
Yes.
way of one on one counseling, family sessions, workshops, conferences, literature, and other events. Jennifer finds a joy in serving at risk youth and
Mhm.
families, helping them achieve their goals as they aspire her to continue achieving her goals. What
Absolutely.
a servant's heart. That is such a blessing.
Yeah.
Just to do or to even think about, and I always tell people they look at nonprofit as just, oh, well, they're just doing this thing. But it takes a person to do a nonprofit
Yeah.
because there's a lot that servant heart.
Yes.
It takes a person to start a nonprofit because it means giving your all and
Mhm,
not
mhm.
looking for much in return. My God.
Yeah.
So, Chosen Counselors Inc.
Yes.
Tell us some things that you would want the audience to know about this
Yeah.
nonprofit.
So chosen counselors also came because at my heart, how can I help somebody else? And the hope was to be essentially, I guess, a one-stop shop. Not that you could get everything from me, but I'm going to direct you to somebody where
Mm,
it's a safe pass off. A
mhm,
lot of times you could call somebody to get some help and you just feel like you're getting turned in circles.
mhm.
And I wanted to be able to give concrete resources to others, and just to be a blessing to the community. So like we started 2015. Yes, 2015, and we started with like a back to school family night, and I really enjoyed that because growing up, we played a lot of games growing up. My sister always cheated playing Uno, the cards we underneath her leg, but we had so much fun doing that. So we started back to school family nights where families came out, played games together, ate dinner together, and every child left with the games to go back home, board game and things of that sort. So trying to take it away from that electronic thing, and really just have that family time and communicating and talking to one another about what's going on in life.
Yeah.
From that, we did a holiday give back where we sponsor a family during the holidays, full dinner and gifts and things of that sort. Because life be life, and sometimes it gets hard, and some of our families need to do
Life
something.
be life, and I love that.
We try to do the best that we can, and that's been refreshing. Other things we've done include we have hosted some conferences. We did a day of hope, which was for youth, and we talked about preparing for your future. We talked about health, education, relationships, finances. You name it, we did it. Gave over $300 in gift cards to all of the students that came.
Wow.
We've done a day of hope. I'm sorry, that was a day of hope. We've done a day of empowerment 2 times.
Yes.
The first time we did it, it was virtual, and the second year we did it, it was in person.
Yeah.
And the feedback that I got was that the people were just excited to be able to hear from different people of different aspects. Sometimes we do highlight the importance of the Black and brown communities doing some amazing things.
Amen.
And that was feedback too, where people were excited to see others that look like them doing some amazing things, because it encourages them to let them know, hey, I can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
We do a snack attack where we send off packages to college students. It's a box of goodies. I remember when I went away to UMES, it was in like a little country area. We didn't really have corner stores, so like the little snacks you would get from the corner store, they didn't really. So we have sent snack attacks to over 25, 30 students.
Oh, wow.
Just a box of goodies and things like that. So whatever it is they ask for, I try to get it. They're like, are you going to customize for every kid? If I can, yes. They ask for brittle, I'm going to find them some brittle. They ask for this, I'm going to do it. Because
True
sometimes,
servant's heart. That's what I'm talking about, Jen.
yeah,
It's all about the giving back, and it's what God has given us that edict to do, to
yeah,
go out there and help others, and just building the body, and to the widows and the less fortunate and stuff.
yeah,
I love it. That's so great. It really does show the servitude. And thank you for giving back to the community.
yeah.
So, and you establishing Chosen Counselors Inc. Out of that,
Yes.
you started in 2020, if I'm correct, the
Yeah.
podcast,
Yes.
which I love.
Thank
And
you.
how I said I boast about being on there.
Yes.
Yes, I love it. And I love your themes. I love the way that you promote it.
Thank
So
you.
I'm not going to give much information about it. It's your show. It's your podcast. Tell viewers, audience from P3 Christian Radio, even for the social media folks, what is the podcast about? So if they want to view, and I know it's on Monday nights, and you do interview counselors and other people, but talk to us about it. Tell us
Yeah.
what.
Yes. So as we all know, the pandemic hit, and when the pandemic hit, everybody was on lockdown. I said, well, how can I still connect and help people?
Mm.
Me and my brother have this thing every year. We was like, what's going to be different this year? What are you going to do around birthday time? And I was like, I want to start a podcast. It's going to be 5 minutes with Jen. We've probably been on here longer than 5 minutes, so obviously you see I can talk. It's a joke, like, you're going to talk more than 5 minutes, girl. Get this together. But I wanted to be able to share resources, because sometimes we're going through things and we're not speaking about it. We don't know that this resource is available to help us. And I wanted to normalize the importance of addressing our mental health. So just about every Monday we go live, and I say just about because sometimes it's a holiday, sometimes I need a holiday. Just about every Monday we go on live 8 p.m. and we talk about different topics. Fire safety we've done finances, because nobody wants to save. We just want to spend. I understand, but we got bills to pay. As an adult, Mr. Bill comes around, okay? So we just talk about different things. We have therapists so we can normalize mental health. Talk about parenting. We talk about branding, because people want to start a business. What does that look like? What does it really take? Are you really in it for the long haul of it?
Yeah.
Relationships, you name it, we talk about it. We specialize in bringing the community to you, and we engage in some tough talks and meaningful conversations. That means what you thought she wasn't going to talk about, I'm going to try and bring it up because I want to make sure we cover all bases to
Yeah.
the best of my ability to help it be a well-rounded conversation.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I do. I love the whole concept, like that whole one anothering. I'm big
Mm-hmm.
on the one anothering and iron sharpening iron. And
Mm-hmm.
um, as lights of the world, it's important that we shine our lights. It's important that we shine whatever gifts that we have and put it back into that building that body
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that God has told us to do. That
Yes.
is that is so often. So tell the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
audience, um, when, what time can they
Mm-hmm.
turn on and view your show? Where can they get you? What's your website? What are some information that you can provide? And also, please know whatever she gives, we're going to also put it at the bottom of the comment screen so that you guys can visit her website and get all of her information for those of you who are interested. So, Jen, can you give us some information where someone can reach out, even if they want to donate to her nonprofit? Because as
Yes.
we're hearing here, this is a good cause. This
Yes.
girl is giving back. She is serving
Yes.
the
Yes.
community. So we need to put back into. So if you're looking for a great cause or something to, put your energy, your time, your torso, even your
Yes.
monetary donations
Um,
into.
Yes, we appreciate that. Chosen Counselors, we are on YouTube as well as Facebook, again, every Monday at 8 p.m., where we do our live podcast. We're also on most podcast streaming services because we also offer the audio version. We know everybody can't catch us live, but you can catch us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, so
Yeah.
you can be able to listen to what it is that we're talking about and sharing. We're on Instagram. Facebook, everywhere you can find us. You can find Jen Harris for sure, and then you'll be connected with Chosen Counselors. And our website is chosencounselors.com. So that's chosen with a Z because we are set apart and chosen for such a time as
Hey,
this. And
yeah.
that's CHOZEN counselors.com.
Oh, awesome. I love that. Z.
We want to be different, you know.
Yeah, of course, and it
And that's
sets
right.
it sets you apart because as I was typing it in, there's no one out there with that Z in
Yeah.
there, and it really makes a difference. I really love that. I love the originality.
Thank you.
Good for you, girlfriend. So I'm gonna ask you some questions that may stir up your imagination a bit,
Okay.
and I know you did your work thing today, so you might be a little. But I need some energy with this one. So we're talking about men this month. We dedicated these couple weeks to men,
Mhm.
and we've had some guests, men,
Okay.
male guests on our show. And one of the topics I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to get a point of view from a woman and a
Mhm.
single woman.
Mhm.
So in dating, I want to touch base on dating. We
Okay.
talk so much about marriages, and I know you're a counselor for marriage,
Mhm.
but when it comes to dating, let's talk about some things. Dating a black man, especially in um, our community, but
Mhm.
I want to pay more homage to dating a Christian.
Mhm.
I think we really want to touch on that today. Um, they're left out. We tend to generalize them, and
Uh-huh.
I feel like we need to make a distinction in a man
Okay.
of God,
Mhm.
man of the world, and
Mhm.
dating and which one and how it should be. So, in your opinion,
Mhm.
give me some, opinion on what it is about dating and how it is in dating a Christian man in
Mhm. Mhm.
2023. And
Mhm.
let's start there first. Give me,
Yeah.
your opinion on how is it? What do you see as the negatives,
Mhm.
and what do you find sometimes to be the positives that you
Gotcha.
see? Your opinion.
Mhm. So it's funny because it's this thing that goes around talking about is pee in the dating water. But is Christian couple or
Yes.
find Christian Pool, baby. You may find some pee.
Yes.
Meaning something is a little off. And it's funny, but sometimes it's also us acknowledging, is it something with me and it's not something with the water? You got to think about that, right? The benefits of dating a Christian, obviously, you're on the same page of your beliefs and spiritual beliefs and things, prayerfully. But we're all ever growing. We're all ever learning. So you just have to be on the road again for what that looks like, a balancing and trying to be with somebody else.
Yeah.
If the person is not a Christian and you are a Christian, as shared, I've been in church all my life. I mean, several ministries, most of the time, ministries I'm on, not on, but I'm helping out because that's me. If you have a mate that doesn't understand that, you can have some challenges, right? Trying to put God first, and they tell you, no, you got to put me first. No, I really need Jesus. He's the one.
Yeah. Go ahead, sis. You need to give us the signs, because I think a lot of girls are out there struggling right now, and they tend to stick to the world ethics. And so it's so important that they get an understanding that when you're dating as a Christian woman, or as a young lady in Christ, there's certain things you need to look. You gotta.
Because this is the hard one. I have this conversation often with some young ladies, and we talk about, like, what are the signs to know that this person is really into you? What are these things? And I wish that I could tell you A, B, C, but everybody is unique and different, right?
Yes.
So the A that works for this one might be a Z for this one, or an X for this one, or a K for somebody else.
Right.
So it really takes you just being intentional of knowing what it is that you want. Right? So we're going internal first to find out what is it that Jennifer wants. I'm using myself as an example. Obviously, I'm telling my business today. God bless.
Nobody, don't you tell, for those listeners, you can't tell nobody what she's saying now.
It's totally all right.
Sharing it with you.
I have to go internal to find out, who is Jennifer?
Yeah.
What is it that Jennifer wants?
Yeah.
What is it that Jennifer needs? Because there's some stuff that we want that we don't need. But most importantly, too, does it align with the will of God? Amen. As much as you want to be with somebody, if it does not align with the will of God, you are doing more damage than good. And we have to be able to have those moments of, Jesus, I want to be with somebody. Please lead and guide and direct me to the person that you would have for me. Because if it ain't for me, I don't want it. You say the blessings of the Lord make it one rich and add no sorrow. I don't need sorrow. I can do bad by myself. But guess what? I can do good by myself too.
Amen.
Okay. So we have to go internal to finding out who we are, what it is that we're looking for. And then when we come across somebody that seems like they could be it, getting to know them, asking some questions, really testing, seeing how it goes in conversations. I don't want to say testing the water, because y'all take that a gazillion different ways.
Yes.
To get out there and test the water, that's not what I'm saying.
Like, no, we're not,
I want to see if that situation is the right temperature for you. Is it too cold? Is it too high? Is it too salty? Is it too murky? Is it clear?
Because that does play a big part. That does. Yeah.
It does. So really finding out if that is the situation for you, because again, you want to be with somebody, but does that mean you're supposed to be with this one that came along? That might not be it, And what's the word I want? Not intimidators, but copycats. Dang. But feelings will come in and it's still not the one. So you just want to be able to wait on God. So again, having that conversation and know what it is that you want. People have often asked me, like, what are you looking for? And I said, what I picked was trash. So I'm just waiting on God to do what He's going to do. I said, God, this is in your hands. You work it out. Yeah. And when I put it in His hands, though, I got to trust the timing of God. I have to be able to wait on God. Because just because I put it in His hands don't mean it's coming tomorrow.
Amen.
It don't even really mean it's coming next week or next month. It could be years, because God got to work on us. Yeah. And God got to work on them. Yeah. So we also got to be open to that process. So like this dating thing, sometimes you can feel like it's for the birds. But it takes a process. And again, being for the birds, if the birds are still taken care of, the birds still get what they need. If you just wait, I promise you. Look, I'm waiting with your friends. If you waiting on them, waiting on her, I promise you it will work out as He sees fit for it to be. But you got to be open, humble, willing, because He going to be like, no, because the guy got he this. She is that.
Yeah,
That's not what I
yes.
have for you because I see down the line that it ain't gonna work out, or it's gonna draw you away from me.
That's
So
the thing. God is such a jealous God that he
yes,
doesn't want anybody, and he's not going to take
yes.
the chance with anybody coming into your life and taking away what God the Father has already given to him. That's the awesome thing about our Jesus. He's very, very strategic about that.
Yes,
Like, that's just not going to happen. If you are here in the palm of this hand,
yes, yes.
you only got but so far to go with that situation.
And I'm grateful for that. You know, most of the time,
Yes.
our parent would tell us no, and we would get upset. But it was protection in that no. They knew some stuff that we
Amen.
didn't know. And
Yeah.
we gotta be able to trust God just the
Yeah.
same way. We take the pieces that we want of what He's telling and what He's doing and be like, yes, that's Jesus, that's my
Yes.
God, that's my Savior, that's my dad. And
Yes.
then when He tell you no, or wait a minute, you're like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
A no is saving grace. A
Yeah.
wait a minute means that I got it for you, but you just gotta trust the process.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know we don't always like the process. I don't always like the process. Me and Jesus have several conversations, and He lets me talk, and then I still say, God, I trust you.
Yeah.
I know my feelings. These are my thoughts. This is what I'm going through, but I still trust you that it's going to work out the way you need it to work out for my benefit. Because if I
Amen.
force your hand, oh, I,
Yes.
I don't want to
That
do
rushing, it always ends up backfiring in the
that
long,
firing.
right? You're like, oh my God, Father, just let the obedience of your Holy Spirit manifest.
Yes,
'Cause, my
yes,
gosh, I'm just this is yeah, yeah. And
yes.
flesh can be so hard to fight when it comes to the heart and feelings.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It sometimes can be really tough for people
Absolutely.
heart for somebody else, and they may not be the right person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough decision to make. Now, I've heard you mention about the relationship and choosing the right partner. Now, that does that respond to women or men, or is that both? Any, whether you're a female, male, that's the way you should look at it. Because I know for men, they they're the one who, well, that's what everyone says. A man
Yeah.
finds a
Mm-hmm,
woman. Now, in dating, is that the same way? Is that something where, as you're dating or you're looking into someone or you like someone, as a female approaching a male, do you think
mm-hmm.
that's too forward?
Um. So a couple different things. Let me go back to the
Be honest with me, Jen. You got to be honest about
Oh,
this.
she definitely is. I
Okay.
got it.
Oh.
Okay. The first part of me and finding a wife. Yes, that's what the Bible says. To my ladies, to my sisters, we also have to make ourselves available. We got
Mm,
to be open to the person trying to approach us. Now, granted,
wow.
everybody that approaches us is not trying to like be booed up and things of that sort. Sometimes they're just being cordial and things, but that's testing ground for you to be able to be open, to
Yeah.
be able to chit chat, to have some conversations, and not be like
Mm.
you don't want to be bothered. You want to boo, you don't want to boo. You got to be open. Because if not, they're gonna pass you right on by, and you be
Okay.
like, "Well, God, I was waiting. I sent you Joe, John, Jackson, Jeremiah, Peter, Paul, and you let them all go past." But in that too, you're again seeking God to know, God, is this a situation you want me to explore and things of that sort. So in finding the right partner, again, it's having the pieces of, is this person meeting the qualities of what it is that I need, I'm
Mm,
looking for, and does it align with God? So having that conversation with God. It's like a board meeting. A
mhm,
board meeting with Jesus. Jesus, Peter, John, Jack, and John have come across. Who are the ones I need to be exploring? Who
mhm.
are the people that, what are the questions I need to ask? So that board meeting with Jesus to find out if these are right. Same for the fellas. Samantha, Jessica, Jasmine, I'm making up names, whoever, things of that sort. Who are the people that should be around me? Are they going to mean me good or are they going to mean me bad? So again, you really having that conversation, I think, is
Yeah.
really beneficial.
Yeah.
Um, because if you consult the Father, He'll give you what you need to know. The thing is, you got to listen too, because you be
That's the
like,
thing. Yeah.
I know He said no to John, but John got that swag.
Yes.
John got
Yes.
this swag, and when you okay? Remember
Okay.
those words that He said, because then you got to get the consequences of that.
Yes. Yes.
But in a woman approaching a guy, I think it depends on you and how your personality is. Because I could say hi to people and greet people, and it doesn't mean that I'm trying to like shoot a shot and things of that sort. But again, it's showing ourselves to be friendly. The other day I was going into the diner and I held the door as the guy was coming in. Oh, you so nice to hold the door. You know, we don't gotta slam the door, wait for them to come. I was already at the door. He was like steps away, get out of his car, but then he was there by the time I was there. So I opened it up,
Right, right.
another that sort. So finding out what works for you, but again, being open to the possibility that anything is possible.
Yeah, yeah. I like that answer. That's good, Jen. And that's some little tidbits on dating right now. Now, what are some negative things that you're seeing in today's dating world, Jen? What are some things that you feel like has to change, even as Christians? Like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And just based on, your general knowledge of family and
Yes.
youth and
Yeah.
all this stuff, what are some things that you're negatively seeing that you feel like has to change, or yeah, the verbiage or something has to
Yeah.
change in order
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
things to change?
So this is where we get to the part of that Peter's in the dating pool. um,
Yeah.
So if we break that down, normally somebody goes to the bathroom in the pool because they don't feel like getting out. They're
Yeah.
like, "Look, I'm here. This is what it is. I'm gonna stay here. This is what it's gonna be."
Yeah.
We can't be lazy in this situations, friends. We have to
Yes.
put forth some effort. So to keep the water clean, you got to get up and go to the bathroom and handle these situations, then come back. So the challenges come when people aren't ready. People have not healed. People have been done dirty, and they don't always respond in the best way of putting their best foot forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's unintentional. Sometimes it is intentional, because sometimes people do know what they're doing, and sometimes unintentionally you don't know that you are bleeding on people, that you are hurting other people based on the experience you have been through. So when you've been in a relationship and it did not go how you wanted it to go, the hope is to really sit down and again have a chit chat with yourself. Put the mirror in front of your face. Michael Jackson said it best.
Yeah.
Start with the man in the mirror. I want to change. What needs to work? What do I need to work on? Because was I too short? Was I too fast? Was I this? Was I that?
Yeah.
To really have a conversation of God, show me, so that I don't take any hurt, any frustration, any anger out on the next person, because it's not fair to do that to the next person when that was the situation with this. Did I need to mature a little bit? Because again, we can always say, "Oh, it's him. Oh, it's her." But what was my part too?
Yeah.
And really in that conversation, being honest. And it could be that you were mature, you was it, and they wasn't it. But
Yes.
still coming to grips with whatever it is, so that when you go into your next situation, it's clean. You're starting fresh, and you're going forward from whatever is to happen.
That healing has taken forth. You may remember, but at least you've been healed from whatever it is from in the past. That is so good. That is really good.
Sorry, and communication. Because if
Yeah.
you were in the past, I had a bad situation before, and I am healing from it. But it really did hurt my feelings. It really did knock me off my, kick a little bit. So sometimes I need a little extra X, Y, and Z. Communicating. If I'm not having a good day, this is what it looks like. This is how you can support me. And sometimes we don't communicate, and then they're like, "Oh, she cray. She not cray. She's trying to adjust to some things.
Yeah.
Oh, he moody. He not moody. He's still trying to adjust some things." Because if we're honest, we're talking about the Black and brown community. We're not always taught
Ooh,
our feelings and
yes.
emotions. We're not always taught to share what's going on. So then we holding in. We're gonna like get away.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah. The wall. Yes.
so we have to, make some safe space for us to be able to have these conversations. And when we do present the safe space, and they do share what's going on with them, he does share, she does share, they do open. Holding true to that, being loyal to that, of that's what we talked about, and that doesn't mean that it's everybody around the way, business and things of that sort, and not bringing it back up to try to hurt the other person. You
Yes.
don't want to do that,
Yeah.
because doing to others that you had them doing to you, you do that to somebody else, and they come back around and you're gonna be like ready to fight and all these different things.
Revengeful. Revengeful. Yeah.
And God say vengeance and spits. Let the Lord
Yeah.
handle those things if they doing you dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But be mature and walk away, keeping their business.
It is really hard, really tough to forgive when you're in a situation. And I know I just had a situation only about a month ago where I had to walk away and forgive a person,
Mhm.
um, and this was a hurt, and just like you said, those hurt that really stretch in a, where this really messed me
Mhm.
up a little bit,
Nice.
and you're like, God, I have to gather that strength to,
Mhm.
because it's so easy to hold it,
Mm. It is.
and it's so easy to walk around being hurt
Mhm.
like it's a badge of honor,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the justification is, but they hurt me.
Mm.
And God had to show me that you keep justifying it by the fact that they hurt you. But how many times did you hurt me? How many times have you hurt other people? How many times have you done this to somebody else? So at the end of the day, this is the burden we bear. This is the one anothering, even. This is, and it's not even for them. But
Yes.
he had to make me understand that this was for you. You got to release this
You
so I
gotta
can step
release.
in and I can do the thing, right? And even
Mm.
me in my mature Christ stage,
Mhm.
these are the things we lose sight of.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm married, so
Mhm.
I remember being single and just having those
Mhm.
issues. And who knows how
Mhm.
much of it I've brought into the marriage. So
Mhm.
that is such a great point that you
Yeah. Yeah.
about the situation. I love that. I do. So as we're moving on, I'm gonna just ask you some trick questions just to get a little bit about you. So first thing I want to know is if you were on an island
Mhm.
and there was nowhere else to go, and
Uh
they
huh.
dropped you off on an island, right?
Mhm.
What would be the one person that you would want with you? Who would be that person that you would be like, they have to be here with me? If you had to choose, but it can't be more than one person, and they can't be dead. Can't bring back mommy.
Mm. So
So who would that
how
be?
long I'm stuck on this
They're
island?
listening, right? Whoever.
How long I'm stuck?
You're stuck for the rest of your life, actually.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've met that person yet.
Wow. Sis, you're the first person that responded like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if I'm because I mean we have people around us, and after a while they get on our nerves and things of that sort. But you
yes.
go to like a different part of the
So
island,
now,
I'm
are
sure.
you an introvert or an extrovert?
So I battle with this
Yeah.
because I think I'm an introvert, but
Mm,
people don't believe me.
I know people don't believe me either.
Um, because I have my moments where I can be withdrawn and things of the sort, and then I have my moments where I'm talking about something that I enjoy, and it's like,
But
oh
that's what introverts do. I don't think
yeah,
people understand.
yeah,
They can
yeah,
hone in on a situation or a
yeah,
conversation that they
yeah.
love and go for
Mhm.
hours talking about
Yes,
it.
yes.
But it
But
doesn't mean
introvert is my Linus blanket.
most people who are out there on the public, believe it or not, they are introverts.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
starting to realize this.
yes, yes.
We are
Yeah.
out here because we just want to. We need to be because of what we're doing. But for the most part, we're like, there are
But
times
if you can put me in
I
the background and I can make
yeah.
sure that what you got is good, sign me up. So yeah.
I was saying to someone the other day, there are days I hate getting on Facebook.
Uh
It's
huh.
like a Hercules heel. You're a marketer, but you hate
Mhm,
getting on some of these social
mhm, mhm, mhm.
platforms. It's like I need to take a break sometimes.
Yeah.
But I can't. So,
Oh, so what I've done for that is I've set timers where I can only be on social media but for so long, and then I
really,
say, you have 5 minutes left. I'm like, mind your business. I'm being nosy today. I'm receptive to that. Um, but I try to abide by that because that helps me to one stay off.
yeah,
Just about every day I'm posting something to promote something, so I have to be
right,
on there for those purposes. But I work to get there and then get back off
yeah.
because so many things are happening in the world that yeah.
Tell me about it.
That's your
Tell me
question,
about
but you didn't get me.
it. Girl, stay busy. Stay
Yeah,
busy.
Yes.
Stay busy. So Gwen, shout out to my girl Gwen Thompson,
Yes.
faithful fan, always checking on me, always supporting the grind. And she says that she understands what you're saying, sis. Hurt people. That is true, Gwen. And she says, "Tell the truth, sister. Good question. Who do you go to?
Mm.
Hmm. Who do you go to? I guess when you are going through those types of hurtful situations.
Hmm.
Would a
Um,
person like you be that person? What would be the typical thing that people would normally do, and what would you recommend, Jen? Who would
mhm,
they go to? And we got to be careful because there's some people that won't do therapy,
mhm,
not just
mhm.
because they don't want it, they can't afford it.
Right, right.
You may look at it as, oh my God. And I had to get to understand that from the other day because a friend told me, well, it's not like I just can't afford it. And the free therapies that are out there, it's few and far in between. So whatever it may be, where do you think they should go, at least for a release, at least to get some stuff off their mind, to get
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
action? Is therapy the end it all, to be it all? Would you
Right, right, right.
feel like they can go to somebody else?
Hmm. Hmm. So, a couple things. Therapy is available through most employers. They have an employee assistance program, most underutilized service ever. So, through your benefits that you're paying for, you get so many sessions for therapy. Insurance also covers some therapy
Oh
services.
wow,
So,
yeah.
look into your medical insurance to see how you get that support because we worry about our physical and our dental and our eyesight, but if our mental ain't right, who we helping? We got to get that we
Yeah.
need. For it to be inexpensive as well, there are some organizations and programs that do a sliding fee scale.
Mm.
Okay, and I promise you, if you need it, somebody will come across your path that will be able to help you process through it. If you feel like you don't want to go to a therapist and things of that sort, friends, I still encourage you go to a professional when you need a professional.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but there may be somebody in your life that is like a go-to person. But checking in with them to make sure they have the capacity to
Mm.
be able to handle what it is that you are dishing out. It's
Good.
funny. I
That's
have
good,
a lot
Jen.
of
That's
friends.
so good. Can you elaborate on that for a little bit? That's good.
Yeah,
And I know where you're going with that.
because just because you're telling them and things of the sort, if they got enough stuff going on in their own, it's hard for them to kind of be there for you. Um, so you have to really have the conversation of, can you handle this today? Like, how was your day? Are you good to be able to take some of mine, off of me and things of that sort? And the same for them when they're like off dishing to you. The hope is that you're having a conversation of, I can handle it or I can't handle it because you can say, no, today is not a good day. I saw the clip where the girl was going and I was like, hey, girl, they was like, you come to the bar? She was like, yeah, I'll be there. She got there. She's like, oh, girl, wait till I tell you what sex I said. You know what? Sorry, I can't make it if you don't have the capacity, sometimes it is too much. Because as I shared, life be life, and we're all overwhelmed sometimes, and we need some support and assistance sometimes. So finding out if that person has the capacity to be able to, help you through the process. Other part is when you're talking to them, do you want advice? Do you want feedback, or do you just want them to listen? So finding out what it is that you want from them, because somebody be dead silent listening to you, be like, "Well, what you think?" Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you wanted me to talk back. I had to learn that. Oh my gosh, I had to learn that because so many people call me, tell me stuff, and I was like, "You want therapist Jen, or you just want friend Jen,
I would
or
do
you?"
that to my daughter all the time. Like, do you want the world out there, mom, or you
Yes,
want the Christian mommy?
yes, yes.
You let me know. I'm gonna give you what you want
Let
today.
me know. Or do you want petty Jen? Because sometimes we can go on that petty boat for a second, but then we're gonna pull it back in because we're human. We have feelings. We have
Yes.
emotions. So
Yeah.
finding that person who you feel you can go to.
Yeah.
Another resource is in our churches. The Bible said, if you're sick, let the elders of the church know. So you can go and talk to somebody to help pray you through, to help you get through whatever it is that's weighing on your, mind heavy and boggling you down.
Hmm. Oh wow, that's good, and those are great places. So, Jen, one of the things that I did not mention about you, that I'm
Hmm.
just like highlighting here,
Okay.
your minister.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, minister. Can you tell us what church you're going to, your pastor?
Yes.
Yes, please do that. And
Yes.
we honor you with that, Jen.
Yes, and I shared it earlier, Victory Christian Center of Philadelphia in Southwest Philadelphia. My pastor is Apostle Dr. Janae Ellis, and I am so honored to have been there. I've been there over 10 years now, and it's been tremendously a blessing. Especially as a
Yes.
minister, I joked, I was like, y'all got the right Jennifers, a couple other Jennifers here. And I think it was last year, it went up a notch. I said, y'all still got the right Jennifer? Y'all. We got honored to be able to serve God's people. And to encourage and uplift others. Yeah, it's an honor. I joke about,
Wow.
having a title and things of that sort because it wasn't about that. It's about really just helping the people.
Yes, yes.
That was just a reward put on of you doing good, keep on leading and helping them and things of
Yeah.
that sort. But I'm truly grateful to be able to help my sisters and brothers and pray them through and, encourage them through with the word and things of that sort. So, yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about that. And
Yeah.
just excited about all that you're doing with your
Thank
nonprofit
you. Thank you.
podcast. What are your guests for next Monday, Jen? And when they do tune in, what are they going to be tuning into?
Got it. So next Monday, because it's August now, we are in a new month.
Yes, we're oh my gosh, the 1st of August. Can you believe it? Like I swear the summer
Uh-huh.
like just started and like we're already in the month of August going into
Yes.
the fall, getting the
Yes.
kids prepared. I just heard someone said that they're gonna go back for training for
Okay.
school next
Mm-hmm.
week. As early as that, it's like
Yes.
wow, time waits on no one, right?
Yes. Yes.
But tell me what's your guest next week and what are the things that you're gonna be discussing?
Yes. So August theme is all shucks. Because again,
Wow.
love talks and meaningful conversation. So we're going to be talking about confidence. We're going to be talking about how grief speaks. We want to deal with grief and acknowledge that it is a real thing that we go through. We have a makeup artist. She's going to be talking about beyond the beat because sometimes people think like I don't have to get made up and things of that sort, but it's beyond the beat. What are you behind the beat? Because sometimes we put makeup on to cover some stuff.
Yes.
Oh, shut. She's
Talk
talking about
about
it.
a thing.
And then we're closing out with Show Me the Money. We had the amazing financial advisor, Rachel Hannibal. She is doing so many amazing things because, again, we got to talk about money. We're not saving like we need to. We're not getting life insurance policies like we need to. We're not, whatever it is,
Yeah. I
we're
just
buying.
had my girl Esther, who is a retirement specialist. She was on here about 2 months ago talking about getting your house in order. And
Mhm.
a lot of the things that she was speaking about, even for me as a business person, it was so important to listen and get some advice on how to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
God's children. We need to really get ourselves in order.
So true. So true.
Yeah. Good.
So we're excited. Be sure to tune in if you're available or catch a replay again on YouTube or Facebook because we're here.
Yes. Check her out, guys, on Mondays on
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever social platform. You can check
Yes.
her out, Chosen Counselors Inc., or just Jen Harris. Just check her out, her
Yes.
podcast. I guarantee you, you're going to get some good thing from this podcast. She comes with the real, and it's a lot of different people who are experts in their field giving their counseling opinion on what
Mhm.
they feel may be necessary for that particular topic. Check her out, guys, on Mondays. And also check out her website. And
Yes.
also, don't be afraid to go on there, donate, whatever, volunteer, be a part of
Yes.
whatever platform that she has and how she tunes in to serve the community. And you want to be a part of that, you want to give back to the community, just give back from your
Yes.
heart,
Yes. Yes.
to something good. Good
Yes.
soil. Check
I
her
appreciate
out.
it. Yes.
Yes, Chosen Counselor Inc.
Yes.
The website is www.chosencounselorinc.com.
ChosenCounselors.com. Yes.
Chosencounselors.com. And again, we're going to put her information at the bottom in the comment section. Um,
Yes.
and
And then
oh
that's
my
chosen with the
gosh.
Z. And because our paperwork is together, all donations are tax deductible. So you can use it
Deductible.
for your taxes. You'll get a letter.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
good benefit.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh my God. So Jen, who
Yes.
would you like to shout out today? What is what person who anybody? Do you shout out? Do
Mhm.
you think?
I want to shout out everybody that tuned in, whether for a moment, for a minute, for 5 minutes, whatever. Thank you for taking a moment to, hear from little old me. Something that hopefully encouraged or inspired you or got you to thinking. You have to do what works for you and find out what works for you. Just some suggestions. But if we're saying that we Christians, want to make sure we are consulting the Father before making some rash decisions. That way we know that we have His blessing on it. It's nothing like having the blessing of God on your life. And when you're doing things that He has told you to do, friends, I just celebrated 3 years of doing Jen Cares the podcast, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful, truly, truly grateful for all the lives that we have touched, all that come on to share their story. You shared that as professionals, but sometimes it's just the cousin down the street, the sister down the street that's saying, "Hey, I'm making it, and you can make it too, no matter what level you are in life." And just coming from their level of expertise, because we're all experts in this thing called life, of how we're surviving and just trying to help somebody else. So again, I shout out each and every one of you for being survivors, for not giving up on yourselves, for
Yeah.
keeping on going, for even doing the grind for yourself. Because sometimes it do get hard. Sometimes we do want to throw in the towel. But friends, don't give up. There is so much more for you. So many are being impacted by your life, by your yes. And I know that stinks because I used to hate that growing up. Like people looking at you, people, looking up to you. Why are they looking up to me? I ain't got it all together. But as I keep
Mm.
on trying to get back on, they're like, hey, if she fell off and can get back on, I can too. So I encourage each and every one of you to keep on keeping on.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jen.
You.
Okay, guys, you've heard it from our girl Jen, Chosen Counselors Inc. She's given her words of wisdom, not just about who she is and her
Yeah.
education and her background, her humble beginnings when she was 16 with
Yeah.
mom and the foundation that mom has planted all the way up to now where she is
Yes.
blossoming, she's blooming, she has blossomed and bloomed into this beautiful woman of God that serves the
Yeah.
community. What an awesome thing. What an awesome um, place to be in, just serving God, right? In
Mm-hmm.
general. A nonprofit, a podcast. We've heard so much. She's even given us tidbit on dating, which
Mm-hmm.
is a big thing right now. A lot of Christians are lonely. They're looking for
Mm-hmm.
someone to date. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking for people to go out with and enjoy time with and rub shoulders with because that's what God has called us also to do, to love on each other. And she's given us some tips on how to date, what to
Yeah.
look out for, and also when you're dating and the negatives and the positives about dating and what to look out for. So thank you so much, Jen,
Thank you.
for being
Thank
here
you.
today. I appreciate you. And guys, don't forget, go check her out. So
Yeah.
without a further ado, it's time for us to leave, to go. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with you. And
Yes.
have a blessed night, sis.
You too. Thank you again so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. It has been an honor and
Yeah.
a privilege to come and share.
Two sisters in Christ. It's always a
Yes.
blessing, right?
Yes.
Yes. So again, everyone, see you next week on Tuesdays at 6:30. Our next week guest is Ed Ianucci, security and teaching you how to talking about security and how to defend yourself and ways in which even as a woman we can try to learn how to defend ourselves. So tune in next week, 6:30 Tuesdays, on Facebook, YouTube Live. Check us out. The grind behind the business. All right. See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.